We are at episode 51 of HGC. Last week we had a fantastic show led by Ripcord defeating Steve Flash and Jeb Langley cutting a promo of his life. This show, I'm hoping outperforms it, where we have Ripcord versus Jeb Langley. The winner goes on to face Sam Strong at Psycho Circus. So let's see if they can they can beat their 79 rating a month ago between Ripcord and Jeb Langley. Um, and then we have a bunch of angles and a lot of progressions and storylines and yeah, let's get to it. We are 3 weeks away from the pay per view. We'll just get to it. No pre show match tonight with Peter Valentine. It's whatever. We have Eric Tyler kind of yelling at Ripcord saying, "You didn't fulfill your part of the plan. You were supposed to have my back in my match versus Jeb Langley." And Ripcord says, "There was no deal. I don't know what you're talking about." So this is to kind of again separate Syndicate and Untouchables as like allies, where they're now going back to indifferent or dislike each other. As I don't have plans for them to really interact, but this will give them the ability to like kind of like write off that partnership, as brief as it was. We have a shocking upset here where Electrico defeats Romeo Heartthrob with a roll up. Um, this is to give Electrico that little final bit of push, I think, to get above, to get to where that like 40 mark that I've been desperately trying to get him. Well, not even desperately. He just kind of organically over the past couple weeks gotten there. And Romeo, this is like another. A lot of his angles start with him losing, and crashing out. So this is going to lead to another crash out, and I'll have a little bit of fun with that angle. We have Big Trouble and Charlie Homicide teaming up to face the team of Danger Kid and Jason Jackson. Pretty much just to have a wild brawl here, get Big Trouble another win ahead of his titled shot at Frankie Future at the pay-per-view. And Frankie Future would have been ringside or seen watching it, etc., etc. Um, yeah, nothing earth-shattering here. It's a hardcore title. It doesn't need to be, complex storylines. But that's funny considering what's to come. We have Dark Eagle actually speaking for once, as he does speak English. I misspoke earlier. I don't know if that was learned since the game. Sorry, my mic just peaked. Since the game started or going into it, but I'm pretty sure he's American. Like he's actually like born in like America in his bio. So, anyways, he challenges Alex Braun. Says, "I beat you once. You beat me once. Next week we figure out who's the better man." I don't even know who I'm gonna have win that match, but I felt like, one on one out of the trilogy, let's finish it off. We had the Blazing Flames mocked backstage by our resident goofballs, Lance Anderson and Flapjack Flanagan. This is to give, like I said, Blazing Flames are going to need victory here, and who better to give them the victory than Ball and Skull of HGC? We have Jack Bruce insulting Monty Walker, saying he has fake swagger, he doesn't live, the cool guy life that I am. Like, just kind of, they're like two sides of the same coin right now, where Monty Walker's like a chill, cool guy, and Jack is like a cool jerk and like arrogant. So it's just to give that little bit of like the clash there as like the means for the promo. We got a match here at Vessie's picking up another win. Um, I mean, Brian Vesey is absolute stud right now. I might have to give him like a title. Oh, sorry. Peaked again. Might have to give him a title shot here soon. Versus, Ripcord or Sam Strong or just their Liberty or International title. I mean, if he keeps performing like this, it's like hard to ignore. As eventually I want to push the big, and he eventually gets the TCW title like in 2010 or something. So maybe his performance here will facilitate that happening sooner than it did in actual war. We have RP Jr. apologizing to Jesse Christian for his outburst last week. I feel like this is to show, like, again, relationship drama, but like the abusive kind of boyfriend who then comes back and apologizes to the girlfriend or vice versa. This is to continue that dramatic, melodramatic stuff of like RP Jr. just being like, I'm sorry. He didn't bring him flowers or chocolates or anything, but he just apologized, like man to man. I'm sorry for that outburst last week. You're my tag partner. We're champions together, and we got a scheme to beat the Vessies at the pay per view. I feel like it's a fun way to continue, just to show he's not evil, but it's also to show like a gaslighting this that eventually we get to have it play out whether Jesse turns heel or we keep him face. And then just we have Travis Sentry and Beelzebub doing like a victory lap after defeating the Blazing Flames and warning they have more to do. Um, I what happened is I like ended the storyline with the Blazing Flames and I was gonna start a storyline, but there's not really a clear direction here for them. Well, I lied, there is, but they're not involved in the direction that I'm going in yet. So just leaving them, like just wanted to include them on the card. Now, follow up to an angle last week where we had Cowboy, Ricky Down, Liberty. Um, Ooh, I don't like that. That submitted would go. Okay, let me start over. So Tommy Cornell and Barry Bowen actually pick up the victory on Cowboy, Ricky Dale, and Liberty. I would have had Cowboy actually team with Liberty, but maybe like some sort of miscommunication led to Liberty losing to Tommy Cornell. And now he's only the third man to beat Liberty. I think Eric Tyler and Rip Cord are the other two. Um, and this is going to lead to a fatal four way at the pay per view. So that's why I didn't want to do Eric Tyler versus Ripcord versus Sam Strong, because I figured this storyline of Liberty and Cowboy would have led to Cowboy Liberty and Damian Carville, or Liberty Cowboy and Tommy Cornell, or Brent Hill, or Barry Bowen. But we're just going to put these four in a match and let them go at it. As I think the Fatal Four Way is a fun idea. Sorry, Pete again. So yeah, we have Tommy Cornell. I would have had him win by pinfall. It doesn't really matter in the TEW space. I never really do, but my head canon would have been Cowboy and Liberty, miscommunication. Tommy Cornell capitalizes and get a win here, and Liberty was kept strong in the loss. And I did specify to have Liberty lose to show that Tommy's the real deal. We have Damian Carville confronting Steve Flash about winning the Fatal Four Way then losing last week, but Steve Flash can't be bothered. Um, Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be a pay-per-view angle right away. It might maybe extend this to Ace, like the debut of Ace, where it'll have like a second match or some sort of thing. But it's just a fun way. And with Steve Flash not having a great mic skills for now, hopefully they develop. I don't even know if he's on house shows, so maybe not. No, he's not on house shows. Well, so maybe we'll find a manager, but you get it. Pretty much basic angle here to continue getting these guys in the card in a prominent position. And then to set up our main event next week, Dusty Streets and Eric Tyler will face off. This could have been like a promo between the two, but the ultimate resolution would be Dusty versus Eric next week. And Sam Strong is going to be in the card next week, so I'm going to have Sam Strong and Dusty in the locker room together. So we'll see what happens there. And then Jeb Langley and Rip Cord do outperform their previous match, possibly because of Jeb Langley's popularity boost. Um, Yeah, so Ripcord versus Sam Strong is set for our what's called Psycho Circus pay-per-view, as that is the second. That's the first time a main event is a rematch from another pay-per-view, but I feel like it's justified. It's deserved, as it's the biggest match in the card or biggest match in company still. Of note, I feel like next week it'll be interesting to see what the backstage dynamic is between Dusty and Sam Strong being on the same card together. We're up to 66 now. So we are 11 points away from being big size. And then when we're in big size, we can go to North American Select pay-per-view broadcaster, which is like huge or big, which would then be huge for our company, especially when it comes to turning a profit. Elemental is someone who is definitely very important in HGC lore, as there's American Elemental, there's Elemental 2, there is so many. Um, it's a I don't know what would be the comparison of my Lucha Libre is not LA Park, but you get it. SWF, we beat them again, even though they had a great main event with four of their biggest stars, Christian Faith in the semi-main. Johnny Martin watch, no, but Eric Eisen making a rare appearance. All right, so let's check some popularities, and then I'm gonna compare this match versus the previous one that they had. And we're gonna look at Electrico's popularity. That's the only guy, and Tommy and Barry. Electrico, Barry. So we'll go alphabetical. So Barry's already up to 40. So he's gone up 5 popularity with each win like that. And he didn't even get the pinfall here, so that's huge. Tommy should be at 46. That's huge. Um, Liberty went down one. I think he'll be all right. And then Electrico, who defeated Romeo, he's at 35. He went up three. Okay, it's interesting. So Electrico won a match versus a guy who's kept strong and went up three. Versus Tommy Cornell won a match versus a guy and won up five. So I think it's just random, to be honest. Well, not random, but I think there's a reason. Also of note, Brent Hill is now out. His popularity is out. Like Tommy Cornell's more popular than him. Um, Maybe I pull the trigger in a fatal four way and have Tommy win. That wasn't the original plan, but I mean, you got to strike when the iron's hot a little bit. And then let's check out Jeb Langley here to see if he went up. I think he did. I think he went up a point in Southwest. I think he was at 49 and went up to 50. His in-ring skills aren't great, if you can see, but his mic skills are pretty good. He has good charisma, so he's a ways to go. But he's never was going to be, like I said, he's a Val Venus-like character that we kind of just got behind. So 53 and 82, 93 and 59. So not only Jeb Langley outperformed, but Ripcord brought the heat and had a great match. So yeah, that'll be I think it for this week. We got 2 weeks till the pay-per-view, two shows, and then we got 4 weeks to the first show of '98. Um, the end of '97, we'll do like a year review, so that way we can be like, all right. So we started the year with 51 popularity. We ended with probably around like 60. We might be at 68 by then. And then we'll go through each guy, not each guy, because I'll take forever. There's like 50 people, but like we'll go through Barry Bell and we'll go through the people that are going to get sustained pushes for the company. So Barry, BLZ, Brent, or maybe I'll just do it fast. Like we'll go through like the main people, and then for like record keeping, I'll make the video long and just be like, hey, end the video here, but I'm actually going to go through now. I'm not going to commentate really and just show each guy and pull up his progress. So we'll see. But yeah, so we'll do like a year-end wrap up before the Ace debut. That will also coincide with hyping the Ace debut. And then I'm interested to see how the Power 500 looks. I'm interested to see where we're at. And we only got two, five, four, five, 7 shows till the end of the year, then a recap show, and then we're less than 10 shows away from the Ace debut. So thank you for watching. Talk to you next time.